The 2026 World Cup just paid out $871 million, the biggest prize pot in the history of the tournament. Spain lifted the trophy, but the champions' check is only a slice of it. So where did all that money actually go? Let's follow every dollar. Here's what makes this one special. 2026 was the first World Cup with 48 teams instead of 32. More teams, more games, 104 matches in total, and a much bigger pot to share. FIFA handed out a record $871 million. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how it was split, what Spain actually banked, how much the losers still walked away with, and the even bigger money happening off the pitch. First, why so much money? The new format. 48 teams were split into 12 groups of 4. The top 2 from each group went through, plus the 8 best third-place teams. That's 32 teams into the knockouts, and that created a brand new stage the World Cup has never had before, a round of 32. The knock-on effect? The team that wins the whole thing now plays 8 matches, not 7. More teams, more rounds, more games to pay out. And that's how you get to a record pot. That $871 million actually comes in 2 parts. The first part is performance money, $655 million. CPK paid out based on how far each team goes. The second part is guarantees. Every single team that qualified got at least $12.5 million just for being there. $10 million as a qualification fee, plus $2.5 million to help cover their preparation. So before a single ball was kicked, all 48 teams were already in the money. Now the good stuff, the performance ladder. Here's what each team earned based on the round they were knocked out. Go out in the group stage, $9 million. Lose in the round of 32, $11 million. Round of 16, $15 million. Quarterfinals, $19 million. Finish 4th, $27 million. Third place, $29 million. Runner-up, that was Argentina, about $33 million. And the champion, Spain, $50 million in performance money alone. Notice how it jumps at the end. The difference between losing the final and winning it is about $17 million. One match, $17 million. So let's add it up for the winners. Spain earned $50 million in performance money plus that $12.5 million guarantee, so Spain's federation banked roughly $62.5 million from this one tournament, and that's before the bonuses the Spanish federation pays its own players on top. Not bad for a month's work, but here's the part people miss. Even the teams that crashed out first didn't leave empty-handed. Every team that exited in the group stage still took home $9 million in performance money on top of their $12.5 million guarantee. So the worst you could do at this World Cup was still walk away with more than $20 million. For some smaller football nations, that single payment is bigger than their entire annual football budget. That's why just qualifying is life-changing money. Now, if you think $50 million is the big money, you're looking in the wrong place. The real fortunes made at a World Cup happen off the pitch, in endorsements. Take Spain's teenage star, Lamine Yamal. He won the World Cup at 19 years old, one of the youngest champions ever. Before the tournament, his endorsements were worth around $10 million a year. After a World Cup win at that age, that number is about to explode. He's already a global ambassador for American Eagle and a face of Adidas, and he's still just getting started. To put it in perspective, the endorsement kings are Lionel Messi, pulling in around $70 million a year off the pitch, and Cristiano Ronaldo at about $65 million. Kylian Mbappe is near $30 million. Yamal is at 10 and climbing fast. A World Cup doesn't just pay a prize, it can multiply a player's brand for the next decade. So where did the $871 million go? A record $50 million to Spain, $33 to Argentina, and meaningful millions to all 48 teams, even the ones knocked out first. But the biggest winners might not be on any prize list at all. The players whose brands just went global, and the sponsors riding along with them. In football, the trophy is the headline, but the money keeps paying out long after the final whistle. If you like the money side of sport, how the games, the leagues, and the players actually make their fortunes, subscribe. I break one of these down every week. Next up, how a single football club makes its millions. I'll see you there.